Hello. Hi. Hi. Happy Tuesday. Hello. We're back. We're back with more Mackenzie text messages. Hello. I know. I wasn't supposed to actually do this live, but I couldn't stop thinking about you guys. So I was like, I need to. I was going to cover something else tonight, but here we are. Okay. And just, okay. Can you hear me? Everyone in the house, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. House rules. Yeah, you did. You love me. Hi. Okay. Welcome. Hi. My name is Melly. I am your host tonight and hopefully every night. Pause. You can't come over and wait for me outside my bedroom door, please. Hello. Yes. Hi, Amy. Hi. Can hear you. No, I was being sarcastic. I'm like, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Did you hit the subscribe button? Did you have your notifications on? Are you bringing me Charlie's? Who's rubbing my feet? Who's warming my milk? Who got the dabs? And who's going to let me shower at their house? I haven't showered in 4 days. So please, someone scoop me quick. Oh my gosh. People who've never heard any of the other lives coming into this are probably like, ew, this girl on YouTube, she don't shower. 3 kisses. Kaylee says, I got the dabs. Oh, I scoop you. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyways, I just want you guys to know, this is a real relationship. I wanted to share these text messages with you. I got edibles because I wanted to. So that's all I want you guys to know. My intention is just to share these. They are public information, but I think I was one of the first, if not the first, to be reading them on YouTube. And just remember that, okay? We're real here. This is a real relationship, okay? Oh, thank you, Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie gifted a membership. Yay! Thank you, Lisa Marie. I appreciate you. Who got it? I can't see who got it. Why can't I see? Why are you two doing me like that? Hello. Yes. Okay, I can't see, but whoever got it, you're lucky. Why can't I see? Oh, there we go. I see it. Yay! Mentor got it. It was me. You were definitely the first and you got it. I'm just saying, you guys, don't be cheating on me because we're going to have problems, okay? We're going to have serious problems and I'm going to start showing up at your house at the door, okay? You better not be cheating. Let's get started. We left off on, yay! And shout out to my mods for being here, always help me. We are loyal. This is why I love you guys. This is why I didn't shower today yet, because I wanted to come on here and see you guys. I'm gonna count to 5. I ain't shower. You're the best at reading these. Oh, not me getting all emotional. Okay, let's get started. I have not showered yet. Okay, don't judge. I'll try to behave. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we left off on they were fighting, remember, on May 11th, 2020. Let's go back 2 pages. He was saying, Dom was like, yeah. She's like, okay, good. Did you see what I did? And he was like, what was it? She said, I made your bed. ... Can we hang today? I've been trying to do shit with you for like 2 days. She questions it. And I hope, okay, let me make some things clear because I saw some in the comments. Like when I say she questions it, like on iPhone, like you double tap. Hello, anyone? Does anybody have an iPhone? I'm just kidding. I think like mostly everybody has an iPhone, right? Don't come for me. I don't have anything against any other cell phone provider. I'm just saying. So it's like double tapping. And then when it's a blank message, it's just coming up blank, whether it was blank for redacting purposes or they're just sending blank text messages to be damn annoying and toxic. That's whatever. These are text messages out of the evidence package. So it is showing, how the relationship really was. So just keep that in mind. Yay, Sharilla became a member. Welcome to Mellyverse. Hey, Tias, good to see you. We're still in 2020. Yeah, buckle down. Buckle down. You guys better buy your popcorn in bulk, please. Buy it in bulk from Costco because we're going to be here for a while reading these. ATS, my girl, actually recommended, and I do start posting these either on my Patreon or I'm going to make them like accessible as like videos or whatever, or shorts. I'm down. I don't mind sharing these if people like ask me for them or if they want them. Like, I don't mind. I don't know. Not going to be petty right now. We're not going to be petty. Let's just get to the text messages. Okay. So she says, she questions it and she says, text back. He says, sorry, I ate an edible before I went to bed. She says, it's okay. LOL. Do you want to do something fun today? He says, maybe in a little bit. Mackenzie says, how long is a little bit for you? I kind of want to shower and shave today. What? Are we not allowed to do that if we don't ask for permission? So I need to come on here and ask you guys for permission if I can shower and shave. Shada says, I've been looking for you since you were super mod on other channels. Yes. Oh my God. I'm so happy when you guys have seen me modding at other channels and you found me. It's meant to be. You are here for a reason. Do you understand me? Okay. You guys, yes, definitely. Please come on over. Bring your friends, bring your grandma, bring whoever you want. Everyone is accepted here. We welcome everyone. Also, make sure you, if you can, become a member. It really helps. And all the like non-true crime content is going to be on members only. I know for now. So make sure you do that for sure. Okay, so she says, I kind of want to shower and shave today. He says, I don't know. That's the key of a little bit. She says, can we just chill now? Question mark. He says, let me get up and do a couple things. And this is at 2:28 p.m. I don't know who likes to sleep in. Who likes to sleep in like this? I can't. Can you share your lip combo, please? Yes, Lisa Marie, I can. I've been trying to do a live about this. I'll share it in the chat so you guys have it written down. He says, let me get up and do a couple things at 2:28 p.m. And he sends a screenshot of something and he says, my phone just started updating earlier. She says, do you have it on automatically update? And do you think you will be done by 4? I really don't want to wait too long. He says, no, I think I clicked it. She says, do you not want to update it or something? She questions it. Question mark. Can you not leave me on red? Like, I don't know how you accidentally leave me on red 40 times a day. He says it just must be when I put it in my pocket because I have no passcode. She says it for real just stresses me out. And do you think you will be done by 4? I really don't want to wait long. He says, I just got up at 1. I don't like to be chilling at day. She says, what do you mean? He says, I don't like to chill all day. I'd rather chill halfway through. And she says, 4 is halfway. I do not want to wait, Dom. Like every time I wait to hang out with you, you either bail for Angelo and them, or you just ignore me till 9. And I don't like coming over at 9 at all. Can I just come with you today or something? Like my anxiety is bad AF and I really don't want to wait. Question mark. He says, I've only been up for 2 hours. She says, I don't know what that has to do with anything I just said. Like, I want to do something fun with you. I've been trying to do for days. Like, can we just please chill at 4? And he says, why does it have to be at 4? She says, because 4 is soon and I'm trying to do something fun before it gets dark or before Ashish or someone is over at your house. Dom says, Blair needs to come over too. She says, during the day, can you please just put me before Blair? Dom says, he needs to give me something. She says, so I can't be there when he gives you something? Like, I wanted to do something fun yesterday, but I ended up doing nothing. Like, I want today to be fun. He says, you're already aggravating me. She says, how? You keep spazzing on me for nothing. I'm not spazzing, she says. I'm trying to hang with you early so we can actually have fun. Do you want to talk on the phone so you can hear me? And to know I'm not spazzing? Like, be nice. I told you I have bad anxiety today, Dom. Saying I'm spazzing when I'm not. He says, this is you spazzing right now. Why are you so mean to me? I'm not even going to try to explain myself because you're just going to get mad and then ignore me. Why can't you be nice to me? Like, I have a bad effing anxiety today, and that's how you're going to treat me? I'm just trying to hang out with you. Okay, or just leave me on red. You need to stop treating me like this ASAP. This is when I feel like you just try to upset me, so you have an excuse not to hang with me. Like, it's not fair. You just can't mess with my emotions. He says, I'm not. She says, I don't know what's been up with you lately. You've been making me really upset. Just let me come over now. And there's no effing reason to be on D&D other than to make me flip out. Like, you do this to me and ignore me. Don't get off iMessage. And he says, I don't know what's been up with you lately. Your filter is off. She says, just text back for a sec. What filter? I just effing said, don't get off chat. And you do it anyway, like I'm trying to get in more than one thought before you ignore me for another 10 minutes. And yeah, my filter is gone because I am sick of you treating me like pure shit whenever I try to hang or talk to you. If you let Blair come over before me, I'm going to be so effing upset. Why are you still on D&D? Like, you're just trying to make me flip out. Can you just be nice to me today? Today's the day I need you to be nice. Dom, answer. I really can't believe you're okay with making me feel this way. I'll see you at 4. She likes a message. Answer, she says. Dom says, I can't believe you just try to stress me out so much. Mackenzie says, I'm not trying to stress you out. I'm just trying to hang out, like I said. Dom says, Blair hit me up once this morning. Let me do my thing. Didn't say anything about forgetting about him and the others. And, when I get home, I'm going to hit him up and let him slide. It's only 4:30. She says, let me hang when you're home. Dom says, I could have let you slide too, but you got to stress me out. She says, Dom, WTF. Just let me come over when you're home. I'm already over it, she says. He says, no. She says, you're really going to be like this? Dom says, because you don't know how to wait. Mackenzie says, Dom, whatever. I wait, you bail on me. Dom says, you just keep pushing it, making me text you hella. She says, I don't want to get bailed on. Dom says, when you could just let me chill and do my thing for a sec, and then I'll do fun shit with you. She says, okay, I will go. Dom says, because it's harder to get shit done when I have to text and call you hella. That's why I go on D&D, You don't know what I'm doing. I could be talking to a guy worth 100K. I could be reading. I could be doing a lot of things. I don't need you up my ass just to hang out. My time is worth money. I'll let you know when I have time. Mackenzie says, okay, I will leave you alone. Just promise to hang with me at a normal time. Okay, I needed to ask you guys something. Okay, do we think that maybe, hi, to everyone I missed, hi. I don't want don't think I'm ignoring you. Okay, is she dependent because she's obsessed with him? True. Or is this like a substance thing? Do you know what I mean? Like, she's getting substances from him, and so she's like dependable on him for that. Both, or what? Because someone left a comment and they were like, she's only with him for the rugs. And I was like, that might actually be true. Allegedly. Hi, Kim. Good to see you, Kim. Strongsville is a rich and uppity neighborhood. Is it? Just that you guys say both. True. No way, it's both. Okay. So she says, I will leave you alone. Just promise to hang out with me at a normal time. He says, you didn't leave me alone, though. You never do. She says, Dom, I told you I'm having bad anxiety today. I can't control it sometimes. I'm chilled out a little now because I smoked. Are you going to let me come soon? I just took one of your sales. He says, what? She says, I sold Joe weed. He says, LMAO, bet. She says, I didn't even give him a full 8th. Oh, hell no. She ripping people off. Probably the first rugs and then the next. I just don't understand why someone would want to be in this situation unless they're like, hi. Hola. Just kidding. Is that too soon? Okay, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Rugs and the notoriety of the rest of her name are Like her is all about image most of all. Manipulation at its finest. I think you're right. I think she was obsessed who he was and other people perceived him. Okay. She says, I didn't even give him a full 8th. Can we hang at 7? Question mark, question mark, question mark. He says, maybe. He says, I'm driving right now. She says, I made $25 and gave him like 1.5. When you're home, please let me come. He says, maybe. She says, please, yes. Can we chill now? He says, I'm still not home. She says, or in like 30. Okay, when you're home then. What are you doing right now? She says, Dom. And he says, I'll let you come in a little. She says, yay. You said in a little, babe, can I come now? Questions it. He says, I'm eating dinner. She says, can I just come now? You said in a little and it's been a little. He says, a little more. She says, sideways face. After you eat? I told you I don't want to wait all day. Dom. He says, yeah, you can come. She says, okay, babe. Oh, wait, what day was that? Let's go back. 5/11. So then the next day she sends him a picture. So she obviously went over. She says, babe, should I sell or keep this jacket? And sends a picture of a jacket. And he says, I like it, but I never see you wear it. So probably sell it. How are you today, babe? He says. She says, I like it too. It's just hard to wear. I'm chilling. I had a dream that my mom had another baby again. He says, I feel like that could mean something. She says, it does. Dom says, I had a dream where my cousin got shorter and fat. Mackenzie says, LOL. He says, it was really funny, but I felt bad. And she sends a screenshot of messages. She says, you trying to do some shit today? He says, yeah, we might go to Beechwood Mall with one of my trap homies. She says, OMG, really? Oh my God, I've never been there. They got so much dope shit. He says, yeah, but you can't though. She says, are you for real? I was about to be so mad. I was like, N-word, you just said we. He said, LOL. Oh, so he was like, you can't go. But then he was like, just kidding. She said, we still don't have hot water. Like we redid my whole bathroom and I just want to take a long ass shower. He says, what should I wear today? She says, that's what I'm trying to figure out for me right now. Want to just FaceTime? I'm wearing black jeans, I think. He said, no, not right now. She said, wear some jeans. Want to hang soon? And she says, babe, text back. And he says, I was seeing if I can get my tires changed. And she says, oh, can you do it? Or is that closed too? He says, they're getting the tires in tomorrow. She says, oh, bet. Well, are you trying to hang out now? She sends a picture of, what is that? I can't tell. And she says, should I buy these M&Ms? I think it's worth it. Oh, they're M&Ms. And he says, LMAO. She says, can I come over now, babe? Please, babe. And he says, not right now, babe. I need food. She says, can I come get food with you or some shit? Are we going shopping today? He says, no. She says, no to both? He says, we ain't going shopping. And no to food too. She says, oh, I thought we were going to do something fun today. He says, yeah, but now I'm all mad and hungry. I got to deal with that. She says, okay, that's fine. After you eat, you still try to do something fun with me? He says, yeah, but don't start blowing me up or throw a fit. She said, I told you I'm just going to leave you alone when you're mad. Just don't hit me up late as F. He says, no promises. She says, what's up now? She questions it. Is he leaving soon? Question mark, question mark. Dom, answer, for real. He says, we've been balling. She says, when is he leaving? Soon. Can't ask me if I was with you, then posted a pic with Elijah or Kate. Sorry, she did a typo. If we can go right now, we can make it to the sunset too. Dom, you could have at least told me you can't chill tonight. He says, oh, I seen that. I mean, it's late, but we could probably chill for a little bit. I could probably even swoop and we could go smoke. She says, we can do that. Like, I understand you were bawling, but you could have checked in on me in a little bit. Can you just come scoop right now? He says, not right now. She says, when then? Like, we both said it's already late. Like, today was annoying AF, but did I spam you? No, I didn't. I just kept being annoyed to myself. It's literally about to be 10 and you're still saying not right now when you just said, I mean, it's late, but we could probably chill for a little. I could probably even swoop and go smoke. Dom says, yeah, I meant like around 10, but it's cool. She says, what's cool? He says, everything. She says, that makes no sense. I don't get why we can't hang before 10. I feel like if we wait till 10, you're just going to be too tired to hang with me. He says, we can hang at 10. She says, you just said we could hang out and you could probably scoop. Like, really? This is so effing annoying. I want to hang all day, then this shit happens. Dom says, I said we could probably hang out. What do you mean? I said probably hang, probably swoop, chill. She says, adverb, almost certainly, as far as one knows or can tell. Almost certainly. He says, okay, well, I'm going to go with that maybe then. She says, WTF, you can't just take back what you already said. We just talked about this last night, Dom. He says, what do you mean? She says, like, literally, we had a whole deep combo. He says, I'm cool on this right now. She says, you can't just say that. Like, I'm upset. And he says, it's not that deep. She says, it is when right in the morning when you say we might go to the mall, then I get excited, then we end up not going, then I have to wait past 10 to finally maybe hang out with you when I've been waiting. Like, you can't just get my hopes up and say probably, then change it to maybe. When you say maybe, it's a no. My day didn't go as planned either, said Dom. I didn't get anything done or even have fun either, so relax. Like I said, it's not that deep. Mackenzie says, if it's not that deep, then just let me come over right now. Dom says, no. She says, I'm about to be so mad at you. Like, what are you trying to do? You tell me we can hang out after I finally get a hold of you at 9. Then you just say no. Like, this stresses me out when you do this shit to me. Like, my heart is racing. He says, Kenzie, it's not that deep. Look, just chill. Maybe we can chill in a little. She says, Dom, I'm going to wait. Then you're probably just going to tell me no. Like, I do not like that feeling. And who knows what a little is in your mind? It's always a different time. He says, if I knew the exact time of little, then I would say a little. But yeah, I'm getting tired anyways. And she says, so are we hanging out? Yes or no soon? He says, no. I'll let you know if I end up wanting to. She says, thanks for getting my hopes up, then telling me no. He says, I told you no, so then I can say yes if I want to. What? And she says, can you call me? Now that you just hung up on me, I'm definitely coming to smoke that wood. I don't know why you think this is funny. It's not all laughing at someone doing wrong is effed up. If you don't let me come, I'm going to be pissed. She likes it. And she says, are you trying to make me upset today or something? And he says, no, there isn't that much, so. What isn't there that much of? She says, OMG, do you tell me I can't effing come? Then you just do this? Like, it makes me so mad. Answer right now. She says, you're being such a D-I-C-K for no reason. And she says, like, did that combo mean nothing? He says, I said that because you weren't saying anything, being awkward on the phone. She says, you don't tell me I can effing come. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm coming. And he says, no. She says, yes. He says, why do you do this? She says, why do you do this? And he says, I'll dip my end right now. She says, you F me over 30 times a week. You get my hopes up, then tell me no. You ditch me. Like, how hard is it? I let you ignore me all day. And then I get this. It's like you don't even care. You can hurt me so easily. It's not fair. He says, it's not that deep. She says, it is now. If you F me over, we're going to have issues. And I'm coming over early tomorrow. You just can't get away with doing this. He says, it's not. She says, Dom, I'm not even joking right now. If you don't let me come, we're going to have an issue. What do you guys? I feel bad for the. Oh, I saw a burn book of her somewhere. Scoop every night. Okay, yeah, I feel like it's games. I get so exhausted from just reading this and being like, are they like they're back and how do they even have all this time and energy? She's just way too much. She's right where she belongs, says Kay. Hi, everyone that I missed. Hi. Is she ever joking? You guys, this is insane. She says, if you don't let me come, we're going to have an issue. You can't just make me cry, then sit there and be rude AF. Dom, I swear to God, you are so effing mean. Like, why don't you just listen to anything I effing say? Next time I try to have an important convo with you, I'm gonna make sure you listen. So are you gonna still F me over? Oh my gosh. And then she says, answer me. He says, I don't like when you say that. I'm not effing you over. She says, yes, you are. I don't like when you do this to me. She says, see, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't say you're effing me over. Let me fucking come over. You effing said I wanted to. You make me wait all day, then do this. Like, this is why I don't want to wait anymore, because you told me you told me some shit like this. And it makes me have so much anxiety, and you don't even care. How many times do I have to tell you this hurts and gives me anxiety for you to listen? Let me come. Are you just not going to answer? If you're smoking that wood without me, I'm going to be so mad. This is some fake ass shit. Really? I know you didn't leave me on red. And he says, we can chill another day. He says, I didn't send by accident. And she says, wow. Keep showing your true colors, Dom. Keep showing me how easy it is for you to treat me like shit. I'm effing sick of it. He says, it's not that deep. She says, stop effing saying that. He says, because it isn't. She says, I didn't care the first or the second. Why would you think I care of the third? You treat me like effing shit. You get my hopes up and F me over. I'm about to pull up on you right now. He says, why? I left. She says, you're lying, smiley. It's funny. Like, when you treat me like shit, I'm just going to do the same to you so you know how I feel. So if me coming makes you upset, then I'm just going to come. He says, I left though. She says, you're lying though. He says, I'm not. She says, like, when are you going to learn? I mean, it is late, but we could probably chill for a little. I could probably even swoop and we could go smoke. She says, I mean, it is late, but we could probably chill for a little. I could probably even swoop. You could probably even swoop and we go smoke. She sends it 3 times. Oh, sorry. I just read that twice. Wow. She literally sends that 3 times. I'm like, am I losing my mind? Did I see that 3 times? No, she did, you guys. She sent that 3 times. Holy balls. She says, then you go do it with Bernie. You were literally so disrespectful. He says, why are you calling me? She says, if you go on D&D, I'm going to be at your house in 3 seconds because you're a DICK and you treat me like shit. Like, is it fun? He says, I left though. She says, do you have fun doing this to me? He says, no. She says, I know you're making a play right now, and I'm coming over after you do that. Then why do you do it whenever you feel like it? And he says, no. She says, yes, smiley, I am. And if I'm not, I'm coming over early tomorrow, and we're going to do something fun without you being mean or without you telling me 49 reasons why we can't do any of the 5 places I asked to. Oh, why we can't go to any of the 5 places I asked to go. You owe me an apology for today, for real. I'll take it in person, she says. He says, I have to get new tires tomorrow. Looks like I'm coming with you, she says. And if I don't want to chill, I don't chill, said Dom. You shouldn't complain. She says, we chillin'. Well, when you tell me 3 different times today that we can hang and then you F me over, I'm going to complain. You need to effing apologize. I'm going to show up at your house. I'm effing coming over tomorrow and we're going to do something after you get your tires fixed. He says, I'm sorry we didn't chill. She says, wow, great. How many times do I tell you that sorry will never mean anything? Like, why do I have to tell you to apologize? You should just know. I'm honestly so effing mad right now. Then you just sit there laughing, smoking. Like, I swear, do you keep tallies? He says, I'm not. She says, tallies of how many times you do me wrong a day? Yeah, you def are. And you didn't even fix your shitty ass apology. He says, sure, I'll start doing that. She says, like, obviously you don't mean it. She says, there will be hella by the end of the day. Can you not leave me on effing red? She says, I don't know how hard that is. Like, so many things are hard for you. Talking to me, being nice to me, keeping your word with me. Like, what the F more do I have to do? She says, I'm coming over. He says, why? She says, I told you if you go on D&D, I'm coming. He says, I'm not. She says, now you are. He says, I'm ending it. Because I'm texting Scotty. She says, you're ending what? He says, the calls. She says, Kay, you need to stop treating me like shit. I can put more notes in your room if you need that. Like, next time you do this, think of how I feel waiting for you to text me. I can come all day. My heart just breaks more and more every day. I shouldn't have to just sit here and cry. Not that you care anyway. He says, I do care. I just don't know why it's that big of a deal. She says, if you care, I would be over right now. It's a big deal because I have to try so hard to hang with you. When I finally come over, you're either the best person in the world or you're just a DICK and make it so bad. Like, I want more time with you and you just give it to your homies and I need more time than your homies. Like, you make me feel like you don't care at all because you just sit there and let me flip out when you could easily fix the issue. She says, I do not feel good now and I'm crying about this. This is just how I wanted my night to end. What a great way to end a bad day. He says, I don't think you should be crying over this. She's such a manipulator. She's such a manipulator. Okay, wait. Hold on one second. Oh no. Hold on, I just closed out of the deck. Not me. Okay, wait, let me find this. Hold on.
Thing I can tell you is the best thing she can do is stay off social media. People are talking. People have not stopped. People are not going to stop. At this point, you have a lot of people talking, and unless they say we're going to come kill you or something of that sort, you know, there's very little in terms of what can be done. We will kind of put another Facebook, if you want, like a public on the Strongsville police page saying to knock it off with the...
No, don't do that because that'll just draw more attention.
Okay. Well,
I just didn't know if you guys could... In the past, sometimes they have done that.
Well, not in this case. At this point, like I said, I'm here today on my day off working on the case because there's just so much. We're getting so much from people, you know, calls and they're sharing things with us, and we have to vet.
Okay, don't come for me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you guys could see that, but my internet was acting up. I'm so sorry. Don't block. Don't block me. Okay, let's continue. I'm gonna have to cut that out. Okay, so he says, I don't think you should be crying over this. I'll make it up to you a different day. She says, I don't think you should tell me how I feel when you're the one who effed me over. You say that, but you never do. Like, you couldn't even apologize to me. You can make it up to me tomorrow because it just ruined my whole entire night. And now I have no effing dabs. He says, it's late, just go to bed. She says, answer to what I said. And I need dabs to sleep. He says, I'll make it up to you another day. You don't have bud and you don't need them. It probably helps. She says, my bong gets me too high. He says, don't tell yourself you need them. Take a little hit. She says, then I don't get high. You can't make this up to me tomorrow. You still didn't even apologize. You can come give me dabs and apologize. He says, I said I was sorry. She says, sorry and sorry is different. I'm for real coming over tomorrow. I'm really upset now. What does she mean by that? Oh, okay, guys. So sorry, SRY abbreviated, is different meaning than SORRY. Kim says she behaves like an addict. Oh my goodness, dabs. I will have to invest in an Urban Dictionary. Okay. Needs dabs to sleep at 15 years old. You did breach your promise. Did you guys get a taste of that? Do you miss me? Do you miss me? Huh? Can we hang out now? She's got a tolerance now. Yo, she's nuts. This is nuts. Sorry and sorry is different. SRY is different than SORRY. She says, I'm for real coming over tomorrow. I'm really upset now. He says, okay. She says, then you're just going to be rude again. He says, I'm not. When I tell you I'm upset, you just say, okay, that's rude. She says, I'm going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep good tonight at all now. He says, I was about to try to sleep. Good night, babe. And she says, see you tomorrow. Do you want to FaceTime before you sleep? Because I'm going to be on your phone. See, I took a bong hit and I do not like the high I have right now. He says, I'm going to Clash Royale. I haven't played this shit in a little. She says, you would rather do that than talk to me? She says, I hate today. He says, depends when. She says, FaceTime me. This is at 1:16 a.m. He says, I'm about to just sleep though. If I get on FaceTime, I'm not going to want to get off for a bit. She says, okay, I'll text you when I wake up tomorrow. She says, we're hanging early though. He says, why early? She says, not like 12:11 early, like 1 to 4 early. I want to do your shit with you tomorrow. He says, no. She says, yes, that's how you're going to make it up to me. I said that like 30 times. Like, we're chilling early tomorrow because I didn't deserve what happened tonight. I sat and waited for nothing. Stop leaving me on red. Don't start again. She removes the question mark again. He says, no. She says, why are you so mean? And he says, I'll let you know when we can chill. She says, I do not deserve this. No, you're going to ditch me or hit me up at like 9 and I want to hang early. He says, I don't like to chill with you when you try to be controlling or have an attitude. She says, then don't be mean to me and I'll be chill. It's really easy to make me happy, Dom. We're chilling tomorrow before 4. Like, if you can't do that, it's effed up, because if Kyle or Chris ask you to chill at 4, you would do it. It honestly makes me upset. Like, can you just put a little effort? Sad face. See you tomorrow. Good night. And then she texts him at the next morning at 12:02. And she says, let's go to Beechwood today. He says, they're not even open. She says, then how were we going to go yesterday? Then we can go spray paint somewhere. And he says, because it was supposed to be open. She says, Dom, OMG, my weed seed sprouted. 4 of them did. He said, that's what they do. She sends a blank message. She says, okay. He says, I got to go get new tires soon. I don't know how long that'll take. She says, so am I coming to do that? Or am I coming after? Also, thank you for being proud of me for seed sprouting. He says, it's just that seed sprouting. All you have to do is put it with a wet towel. But yeah, your seeds did a good job. That's dope. She says, thank you. So am I coming with or after? I want to hang before 4. He says, after. She says, okay, when are you going? He says, right now. Okay, bet. He says, just seeing your dad mowing the lawn. She says, LOL, when are you going to be done? Dom? He says, yeah, we're back now. She says, can I come through? In like 30 minutes. He says, the car isn't done. Let me wait till they call so I can grab it. She says, oh, okay. I thought you meant the car was already done. Can you scoop when you're back from getting your car fixed? He says, probably. She says, okay, bet. Let me know when you're going to pick up your car. She questions it. He says, okay. She says, are you going soon? Oh my God. You guys, if someone was texting me this much, like, I feel like we're being suffocated by Mackenzie. Oh, hi, Mallory. You know, you're a psycho stalker when you're saying see you tomorrow's a threat. You guys, I can't. Like, hey, Mayla's mom, she's literally like texting so much. I don't know how the cell phone carrier didn't block her. Like, this is so insane. How does he not block her? Yo, if someone was texting me every minute of the day, I would flip out. Like, I would flip out. Like this. It's literally every minute, even before a minute. He says, I'm getting the car right now. She says, bet, you scoop after. Literally, he said that at 3:36. She responds at 3:36. He responds, sure, at 3:36. She responds, want to bring spray paint so we can still do some shit? At 3:36, guys. Then at 3:36 again, she says, yay. Finally, it's 3:37. And she says, hi. He says, probably not. I don't want to get that on myself or something. She says, it comes off your skin. Please be nice to me. I shouldn't have to beg. I'll do anything. How am I supposed to get to the park? He says, go with Blair, my N-word. I pulled back and realized I'm just going to drive there. She says, can you just bring me? He says, no, my B. No, my B. Is that like no, my B, ITCH? That's rude, you guys. That is so rude. I can't even believe it. Kim says I would leave the country. I missed getting scooped. No, abuelitas, we're not going to cheat. Groundhog Day. I know. So oh, baby. No, my babe. Oh, babe. Oh, okay. You guys are a lot nicer than me. Yeah. Oh, he says he meant my bad. No, my bad. Oh my God, I love you guys. Thank you. What would I do without you guys? I didn't shower. Okay, so she says, please be nice to me. Like, what do I have to do? I will do anything for you to be nice to me, she says. And are we smoking there? He says, stop nagging. He says, I want a KMS. Okay, you guys, we're going to say KMS because, YouTube rules, which I hardly ever follow, but let's try. KMS is kill myself. Did you guys hear me? Kill myself. Okay, good. You guys know what I'm saying? Okay, good. That is, very aggressive from Dom. Can you? I know nothing and I keep kicking myself. YouTube rules, says Hossein. He says, I want to kill myself. That's what he said. You guys, I swear. He was like, stop nagging. I want a KMS. She says, asking you to be nice isn't nagging. He says, I'm driving 40 miles with my knee. Wait. Does that prove negligence on his part? You guys, he said, I'm driving 40 miles with my knee. With my knee, endangering the public, endangering society. I'm just being dramatic, but do you see what I'm saying? She is sucking the life out of him. At least he's by himself. Oh, burn. Was she gonna get banned? Wait, me or who? I'm surprised he hadn't tried it, honestly. Oh my goodness. I can't lie, it's super convenient. That's slow for a knee drive. I live in the country though. Y'all, I'm dying. He says, I'm driving 40 with my knee. She says, can you not? He says, F it, bruh. No belt either. No wonder these aren't in the evidence package. You guys. I believe I believe your subconscious hold that shit in. So I'm just saying. Back in the day, we had bigger steering wheels. It was way easier. They say random statements. Yep, country folk go faster. Well, listen, tomorrow I'll go live when I try to drive with my 40 miles an hour with my knee. Okay? Yeah. Then we're going to see who's going to be in trouble. Rebel with the knee driving. Ugh, let's continue. He says, no belt either. Oh my gosh. This is terrifying. She says, stop being dumb. He says, nah, I'd rather die before I go crazy. Foreshadowing 1000%, Levies. This is foreshadowing to its full depth. Okay, so she says, I'd rather die before I go crazy. And then she says, if you die, I'm dying too. Oh my gosh. So this is May 13th, 2020. Yes, it is. OMG, poor Dom. You guys, I'm sorry. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Wonder if she did that one. Boom. I don't know if you guys think something of this, but like, what the heck? They're like literally foreshadowing what happens. Okay, so let's continue. She says, if you die, I'm dying too. You're just going to leave me here and tell Blair to leave. So I'm just here. He says, you were supposed to go with him. She says, he's leaving now. I feel so alone. I always just feel so alone, she says. He says, run out and go with him. She says, tell him to bring me. He says, then go with him. She says, I think he's already gone. Why didn't you tell him to bring me? Are you going to do it like I'm all alone here? Dom says, he's not. And she says, he's not what? Where are you? She says, we literally are here. We are literally here. Dom, you can't just be doing this shit. WTF. Can you stop driving like that? He said, make me. She said, I don't trust Blair. He drives bad. Are you going to be done with your shit soon? He says, yeah, I don't have much shit to do. She says, bet, then can we go? I got my new tops. My fit really cute today, babe. She questions it and she says it closes at 7 and takes about 1 hour to get there. We should go soon. Question mark. Don't just say soon and then not answer me for a while. He says, sorry, I'm dropping to Xavier. He wanted to smoke. Can AJ go with us to Beechwood? She says, yeah. I said, yeah, yesterday. He said the bud was sticky AF, so I couldn't use my phone for a grip. She says, oh, okay, that's fine. Scoop. Should I leave my hair braided or take it down? She says, take it down. He says, take it down. She says, okay, bet. Answer about scooping though, babe. And he says, yeah. She says, when are you coming? And then she says, Air Max or Jordan 1. He says, I don't know yet. She says, we got to go soon. It closes at 7 and takes a minute to get there. Babe, you left me on red. LOL. He says, I know. She says, oh, why? Don't leave me on red on purpose. If we go now, we will have 2 hours there. Dom? He says, I know. I got you. She says, and what are we doing, babe? Also, should I wear Air Max or Jordans? Is AJ not ready or something? I want to be there more than 1 hour. Can we please go now? I've been ready since you said soon around 2 o'clock. Like, please. Dom says, no, I had to meet my homie. She says, what do you mean? Why can't we go now? We have no effing time. I've been ready for so long. I tell you, AJ can come and you still can't be done early for me. Sad face. Like, please, can we go, Dom? Like, this is making me have so much anxiety. Like, you made me think we were going at like 3, but of course I was wrong. Dom says, what if I made mozzarella sticks? She says, bruh. Well, those sound good right now. He says, I have popcorn in my hand. You want that and mozz sticks? He says, or you want ice cream cake with one? What the hell is wrong with them? She says, ice cream and the sticks. He says, I'll eat mozz sticks or maybe popcorn later. She says, yes, we will probably still be hungry. So then the next day she says, hi, babe. So they must have met up. And he says, hi, babe. She says, Mar wanted to get some food from you or wanted to get some from you today. And how you sleep. He says, he hit me up. She says, okay, good. Want to see something? He says, what is it? And she says, Insta. I already took it off. He says, it looks good. She says, I didn't even know I could do that for real. Thanks, babe. She says, you busy today? And he says, I think so. She says, if you get lonely when you're doing your sales, come get me. Text back, babe. Do you want to chill when you're done? Why are you ignoring me? Sad face. He said, I didn't. I was busy. I'll let you know if I want to chill. She says, okay, I just don't ignore me, babe. He says, okay. He said, how much do puff bars go for? She said, depends, 10 to 15. People have been texting me for them too. Dom says, for one is 15. She says, depends who you're selling to. You can probably get away with doing 15 to everyone, to be honest. He says, okay. She says, you getting some? He says, yeah. She said, bet, do you know the good flavors? He says, I don't know. She says, I do. Dom, LMFAO. Did you see what I texted you on Insta? And he says, let me see. And she texts him something. I can't tell what. Oh, it's pictures of a doggy and then pictures of her smoking. He said, that shit is so deep right now. She said, did you see Mizzy swimming? LOL. We took her swimming and shit was so funny. He said, yeah, that shit was funny AF. Mackenzie says, me and my mom wanted to take canoes through it. Oh, they were at the lake, and then a picture of a dog. And then he says, I don't know how good that would work. She says, it would be so fun. What did you do today, babe? And Dom says, busy all day, and now I'm waiting for Sheen. She says, maybe if I'm up when you get home from skating, we can FaceTime. I love FaceTiming you before I go to bed. And he says, okay. She says, have fun skating, babe. And he says, okay, babe. And she says, blank text. And then the next morning, she says, text when you're up, babe. I want to hang early. It's nice today. He says, I just woke up. She says, good morning. Do you want to hang early today? I'll hoop with you today if you want to hoop. He says, I don't know. My stomach hurts and I just got up. She said, did you eat some shit before you go to bed? He says, yeah, a donut. It wasn't a good idea. And she said, damn, just go shit or something. LOL, probably will help. I want to hang early today because I miss you, babe. He says, I did. It still hurt. Let me run a bag and shower and we can maybe chill in a little. And she says, okay, bet. Can I just come over when you're showering? And he says, if you want to chill. She says, my dad just came home with a motorcycle. You said we can probably chill tomorrow. He said, that's dope. Did he just buy it? She says, yeah, it's a BMW. She says, I'm going to go ride in a sec. He says, that's wild. She says, I really want to hang. He says, I'll let you know. She says, hang with me when I'm home. She says, Dom says, I'm talking to big homie. Mackenzie says, I'm home now. After that, can I come over? I wanted to hang early. And he says, maybe. She says, ... sideways face. Just say yes, Dom. I want to hang. It's just like 80 out. Let me just come hang. Dom, try to link soon. I think I'm leaving here soon. That was at 6:33 p.m. on the 16th. Then the next morning, she says, morning, babe. I moved 2 seeds to a big pot. I don't know if I did it right. And he says, only put a little bit of soil. Okay, so she's growing substances and he's just like the plug all the way around. You know what I mean? He's just the plug. That's what we're getting from this, right? So his parents just let him do that like all the time? That's wild. They had to have known he was doing all of this. This is what pain in the ass looks like. Okay, so he says, only put a little bit of soil. Oh, and she's out there trying to be like hydroponics queen. She's trying to like grow all these marijuana plants, you guys. He says, only if you put a little bit of soil. She says, oh no, I didn't do that, LOL, and want to chill. He says, I told you that 3 times. It's not going to grow if you have too much soil. You need like 1.5 inches of soil. And she says, okay, I'll fix it when I'm home. But do you want to hang soon? I'm going to pass your house soon. Like outside and you will see me look outside and you will see me on a motorcycle. And he says, we can hang in a little. And did you already pass? She says, yeah, I looked really cute, babe. Rolling my eyes. Are they stuck? Are my eyes stuck? You guys. Okay, so she says, I got all my clothes back from Megan. Is the coffee mug small enough? He says, that's dope. I'll send you a vid. It's not like the dude's an expert. You just can't have it deep in soil. And he sends a YouTube video. She says, I have it in a Tupperware. I'm going to put it in mugs when the sprout is bigger. Let me know when I can come over. I'm dressed already. Can I come hang now? She emphasizes it. Babe, you said in a little. He says, I was helping my dad. My hands are all dirty. I don't like when you push me. This is what I was talking about. If I say no at 4, that doesn't mean 4:30. She says, I'm not pushing you. I'm just asking. You don't have to get mad. Dom says, well, I'm trying to weigh up stuff so I could get stuff done all at once, but my dad keeps making me help him with the drain. Mackenzie says, oh, that's gay AF. Dom says, it's like 6 people need me at the same time. She says, my bad. I didn't know you were doing that. He says, all for important shit besides you just want to hang out. So let me do the important shit. She sends a blank message. You didn't have to say besides you. Just don't make me wait all day to hang with me in a little, like you said this morning. Dom says, you are the only one that wants to hang besides Kyle, and I have 10 Snapchat notifications, so I'm not trying to take the time out of my day to text you. Understandable? She says, yeah, but I thought I was going to come over early and do all this shit with you. Why doesn't she get it? Like, why does she not freaking get it? Dude, he's aggravating me. She's aggravating me. Like, do you know English? Do you habla inglés? Like, do you speak English? He tries to make her feel important. She tells him, I just can't handle it. Stage 5 clear. Oh my God. This is just so sad. She says, yeah, but I thought I was going to come over early and do all your shit with you. It's fine. It just frustrates me when you tell me we can hang soon or in a little, then you don't answer for a while and make me wait longer. I swear to God, my house makes me want to punch the F out of something. I try to go outside and my sister's out there and wants the whole entire backyard to herself. Like WTF. Then when I finally go out there, there's just effing bugs surrounding the one chair I decide to sit on. He says, try having 5 people hit you up every 2 minutes. Hard to keep track of everything. You know what, Dom? I don't want to hear it. You're the one selling all them rugs. Selling all them rugs like there's some, like it's some luxury thing. You know what I mean? I think it's just, sometimes I'll try to rewind a pot for these mailing texts and I say lost because she says, yeah, I know. Kenzie, there's a thing here. You don't see it. Okay. So she says, so he says, try to have 5 people hit me up at the same time. That's why I get really mad when you text me, Hella. And that's also because I'm not reading that paragraph right now. That's why I'm not reading that paragraph. She says, thanks. He sends a screenshot of his home screen. He says, 7 and 2 minutes. She says, just hang with me soon and be nice. Or just bring me on the runs. That would be fun too. He says, no. She says, you can't hang with me soon now? This is what frustrates me. He says, no, I'm not taking you with. She says, oh, can you get done fast then? What if we go kayaking or some shit? I found hella abandoned places, by the way. For real, be done fast though. Oh my God. Dude, I can't handle this. Like, this is, he's like, are you done? Are you done? Be faster. Be done faster. Make the clock go by faster. So she says, for real, be fast, be done fast though. He says, if you want to go to my house, she says, I will soon. He says, okay. She says, I'm coming over in 5, on my way. I'm there. He says, I'm outside. She says, can we go back? Dom, I'm a flip out. Wait, okay. So he says, I'm outside at 4:22 p.m. on 5/17, then at 10:04 p.m. So they've already been hanging out for a few hours. So she says, can we go back? She says, Dom, I'm a flip out. I'm about to freak the F out. Dom, OMFG. And she sends a picture of Dom from Instagram. She says, on my, wait, that was on 5. Oh, so they skipped a day. So she says, can we go back? Then they end there, and then it goes into the 5:18 at 11 a.m. So the next morning, she says, Dom, I'm a flip out. I'm about to freak the F out. And she sends a picture of him. She says, on my way. I'm coming over. If you don't talk this shit out with me, he says, I'm leaving. F you. F you, he says. Mackenzie says, F you. You were with Maddie. Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. They're having a fight. They were hanging out. Holy balls. Okay, so let's go back. Rewind. Please be kind and rewind. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so we're going back. We're going back. I'm taking you way back. So she says, I'm outside. You guys, this is huge. Okay, so he says, I'm outside. He picks her up at 4:22 p.m. Okay, just imagine her just standing outside waiting for him to pick her up. Okay. And then at 10:04, she says, can we go back? So wherever they're hanging out, she's like telling him, let's go back. Okay. Yeah, clutch your pearls. And then that was at 5:17 at 10:04 p.m. Then at 11:08 the next morning, she says, Dom, I'm a flip out. I'm about to freak the F out. She says, Dom, OMFG, and sends a picture of Dom. That picture of Dom was on Maddie's Instagram. Yo. She's never not flipping out. You guys, are you guys keeping track? I think this is like the 4th time he cheats on her. Or she thinks, right? Or she thinks. Okay, let's continue. So she says, Dom, OMFG, on my way. She's like, I don't even care that you're going to respond. I'm already walking there. I'm already outside your door. I'm already here. Okay, so she says, I'm coming over. If you don't talk this shit out with me, he says, I'm leaving. F you. F you. She says, F you. You are with Maddie. All you have to do is talk about this shit with me. And you would rather hide info from me than tell me the truth? He says, you didn't go to my house, right? She says, want to tell me who Joseph on your phone is? No, not him having Maddie under a different name. Just because she has a pic on Insta doesn't mean he's cheating. You know what, Mallory? Apparently to her, it's cheating. To us, it could be me. It could be not cheating. He's probably cheating the entire relationship. You literally said Instagram. No. I think he is, you guys, because she's going to flip out if he tells her. He was definitely cheating. This is deep. I'm making my coffee. Yeah, drink up. Sip, sip, baby. I don't get it. Why do they stay together? You guys, I'm sorry. If my boyfriend's hanging out with my friend on the low, we're going to have some problems, okay? Okay. So she says, do you want to tell me who Joseph on your phone is? Want to tell me right now? He says, Joseph, did you go there? Because I dipped and I have to pee. Hello? I guess I just won't come home. If you're at my house, we're not cool anymore. What? And she says, LOL, I was never even there and we need to talk. I know a lot more than you think, baby. She's like, I've been stalking you. Mm-hmm. You thought I wasn't? Mm-hmm. Here I am. She says, I know a lot more than you think I do. And she says, I told you I will always find out, so never hide things from me that you know I'll be mad at. He says, it don't matter if you're going to let dumb shit bother you. I don't care. She says, I know a lot more than you think. A lot. He says, then tell me, N-word. She says, me and Maddie cool again, by the way. What? Oh, so now she's cool with Maddie? Well, we shall put together a compilation of texts where Mackenzie's talking shit about Maddie. How about that? Okay, run, Maddie. Dude. She says, me and Maddie are cool again, by the way. Like, it's really upsetting. Just when I think things are going to be good for a while with us, you got to do some shady ass shit. Like, stop being effing shady. Why couldn't you just tell me you were with AJ, Carl, Josh, and Maddie? Like, is it that hard? Like, why the F would I care? Maybe if you told me, I wouldn't be ready to beat the F out of someone right now. But no, you have to lie about all the little things. Dom says, yeah, I don't care. She says, you don't? Question mark. Dom says, yes. She says, I knew you didn't change. You're such a liar. Next time you tell me you're going to do something, I'm not believing you. You break my heart like every day. If you don't care when I'm upset because of something you did purposely, then I don't know what I'm going to do. You're the only one who treats me like this. I do not effing like it. If you don't listen, we're going to have issues. Stop acting like you're 13. You're 18. Grow the F up. We are going to talk today. He says, no, because I didn't do anything. She says, yes, you did. You lied. And you have Maddie in your phone as Joseph. Wow. It was so bad that he had to have someone like a fake name, a fake contact. She says, and have Maddie in your phone as Joseph. You're an effing liar, Dom. Like, stop hiding things from me. I do not like you being shady at all, she says. If you don't take time to talk with me today, I'm going to freak out, by the way. He says, yeah, I don't care anymore. She says, it's funny how every time I catch you lying, you just shut down. He was with Maddie, Carl, and someone else, not just her. Thank you, Mindy. Drink watermelon. I'm over here dehydrating. The child calling the other child a child. I wish we could hear from Maddie. She says, it's funny how every time I catch you lying, you just shut down. I could literally give you guys a list of people that I know that are like this. Facts. But this isn't about me right now. Okay, let's move on. She said, and so he says, I shouldn't have to lie. Oh, so he admits it. He admits it. I mean, she's mad because he was around Maddie, who he's had a thing with clearly before. He didn't tell her. Would you be mad? Put yourself in her position. Don't come for me. I'm not. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just wondering if y'all would be mad. Me? Yeah, I would. I'd be like, okay, wait. You guys had like a thing before. You're dating me, but you can tell me that you were with her. Now we're seeing it from a different perspective, right? That she's a crazy, toxic stalker girlfriend. But like in the moment, I feel like, wouldn't we all be a little mad? Like, let's not play now. Don't lie to me. She's worse than a 𝐼𝐸𝐞𝐥𝐥𝐲 girlfriend. He says, yep. We need to try to find her, right? Okay, so he says, I shouldn't have to lie. And she says, LMAO. I'm for real about to SS and post that. She's like, I'm going to screenshot what you said, dude, and post it. Hey, Kayla, no matter how hard he had her number in his phone, she would have been mad. Fatal attraction. Cree says I'd be very upset. Thank you, Cree. I can appreciate, no, because she was hoeing. Okay. I was going to say, I do appreciate Cree for it being truthful to herself. It's important. But also, wait. Okay, so time out. Is this just like a business thing, like a rug thing, a schmeck thing? Like she gets rugs from him, gets the dabs, gets the weed, gets the bong hits, the money, and then he gets the money from her and he gets like schmeck and he gets her to like back him up in his cells. Like, is this just like a thing with rugs and business? Like, is that why it's so toxic and they both will just stick around? Or are they both clearly just really mentally unhealthy? You know, I was thinking about that because someone left a comment and was like, maybe they're just depending on each other because of like the rug situation, you know, like he's selling, she's helping him. He gives her money. She's hoeing. She's selling her kitty cat on them Snapchats and stuff. And so like, you know what I mean? Are you saying she deserved he didn't want her? Maury said, Dom, we're asked if you've been with Maddie. Well, no. I think she wants to owe him rugs and smecks. But he was probably just dealing rugs to her. That's okay, so was she just like a business thing for him? I'd be pissed. But if both of them were cheating on each other but kept Dom around for what drugs she didn't have, they were both toxic. Rugs and hoeing go hand in hand. Oh my God. They're afraid if they break up, that one will tell the other, I bet. Okay, let's continue. She says, I'm about to for real screenshot your text and post that. He says, what do you mean? She says, like, that's like the most R-word reply I've gotten my whole life. You guys know the R word I don't like, RETARDED. I just think it's not classy, and your girl is classy. So I'm not gonna say it. She's like, that's the most R-word reply I've got my whole life. I might make it my lock screen. Oh, she's pissed. He's like, for sure. She says, like, you lie and hide shit like it's a normal thing. That's your thing, and it's not my fault. If you told me before that Maddie was going to be there, you could have told me. Like, what the F is wrong with you? Do you make shit up in your head? He says, make what up? She says, like, I trust Maddie way more than you at this point. She told me everything. Like, you could have easily done that too. I don't know, I know Joseph on your phone is Maddie. Like, that has to be the most shady thing you have ever done. If you don't answer the phone, I'm coming over. He says, I was grabbing food. She says, nope. He says, nope, what? She says, where are you? He says, what do you mean? She says, where are you? We're not breaking up. He says, I left. Wait. She could break up though. Okay, wait. She doesn't, what kind of runs? She's not even trying to break up with him. He's trying to break up with her. We know this. But like, how low do you have to think of yourself to like allow this? Like, she's like, oh, she obviously caught him. She just told him. She obviously caught him. And then she's like, but we're not breaking up. Like, she's allowing it then. You allow it. She's allowing it. And he says, I left. She says, where are you? We gonna talk. And if you don't tell me where you are, we're going to have issues. It's almost like you treat me like this so I can be mad and end shit with you. Answer me, Dom. ISTG. He says, I'm driving. She says, when are you going to be home? He says, I don't know. She says, we talk, then I leave. I'm done with the lying, Dom. That shit is not cool. This is never happening again. He says, I don't even be lying. I told you not to go to my house. She says, you're hiding shit. I'm not there. The F. You're done hiding shit. I want to know it all. He says, yes, you are. She says, I'm not. On my mom. He says, what? She says, you have my location, Dom. He says, why were you saying, where are you then? She says, because when you're home, we're going to talk. You can't say nothing. He says, I don't have your location. She says, yes, you do. He says, how? She says, I don't know. I sent it to you that one day when my mom was trying to take me away. We're going to talk when you're home, though. You can't say no. He said, yeah, I'm saying no. Nothing to talk about. She says, there is stuff to talk about. You didn't let me finish anything I wanted to say. You get mad and hang up on me. He says, no, we're not talking. Sorry. She says, yes, we are. I don't want to have to pull up on you. He says, no. She said, because that's going to cause more issues. He says, I'm not home anyway. She says, I know where you are. He says, what? She says, what do you mean, what? I know you're not home. Where are you? You can start here by not hiding stuff. He says, I'm at Walmart. She says, I'm going to Dunkin'. Why are you there? Are you getting something? He says, because where else do I go? She says, people have Corona at Walmart. Just go home. I'm not going to come over. He says, no. She says, shake my head. Don't be childish, for real. Just don't lie to me or hide anything anymore. I don't care if you hang with Maddie with other people. Just tell me first. I trust Maddie, and I know she wouldn't do some F shit to me. He says, we're not talking. She says, why do you have to be so childish? Like, take the time to talk out. He says, because there's nothing to talk about. This is just annoying and stressful. She says, it's annoying and stressful for me too, Dom. Like, I thought you were done hiding shit and lying. You know I care about you more than anything, Dom. I'd never hide anything from you or lie to you. I don't want to beef. I don't want you to hide shit from me. You don't have to hide anything from me, babe. And he says, we're not talking to or seeing each other today. She says, don't be like that. She says, like, I want you to apologize for hiding shit, Dom. That hurt me a lot. He says, no, it wasn't a big deal. I shouldn't have to hide shit. She says, I told you, you never have to. I said, I don't care if you hang with Maddie in a group of people. It was a big deal because I didn't know. I feel like it's a big deal, and that's what matters. If it hurts me, then you should care and try to fix it. Respect me. Sad face. Okay, cool, she says. He says, I almost hit someone driving. Okay, wait. This is like, how many times has it been now that he threatens her in the car, you guys? I'm starting to think like both of them were like aggressive while driving. This is insane. This is the same. He said this earlier, like, I'm going to drive the car into the, or what did he say? I can't remember. He threatened her earlier. I'm like short-term memory. But he says, I almost hit, the knee, 40 miles per hour, that he was driving with the knee. So now he's like, I almost hit someone driving. Who's being a negligent driver now? Is it Mackenzie or Dom? Because in this situation, it's Dom. The email is going to be sent. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, listen to Kim. Like, hit the like button, please. Help your girl out. Yep. He had the knee for speed. Yo, I don't know. I feel like now the more we read these, and we're reading them from before, right? I'm the OG that started reading them from 2020. Don't let anyone tell you different. And so I feel like getting to see it from the beginning. This is in 2020, 2 years, and this type of shit is already going on. Barbie says Dom didn't kill someone. No, but he keeps threatening her. Like, and no, I'm not saying that he deserved for her to do that. I'm just saying, like, he's also being the aggressor in the relationship. You know what I mean? No, I'm with you guys. I know she's the one who drove that car into the building, but I'm also saying, like, these things matter. Like, it takes two to tango to be in a physically or verbally abusive relationship. You know what I mean? Whether we do it intentionally or out of a bad state of mind, like, it's still being done by two people, right? She's texting it back nonstop. Tay says, I love getting the backstory. Thank you. Even with his knee, he didn't hit a wall. Okay. Both of them were snatching and stealing and steering the wheel back and forth. It's easier to hate Mackenzie because she acts, but they were both toxic together. Yes, wifey, mommy. Why does she act like he's her property? Right. That's also true. Playing the devil's advocate. Oh, I love when Mackenzie haters come in here. Playing the devil's advocate, but I don't want to advocate for the devil. Look how angry we're getting at her. Then this behavior is doing exactly what we're doing. Did I just make sense or not? No, that makes sense. All this is leading to Kenzie driving into a brick wall. Okay, so he says, I almost hit someone driving. She says, be careful driving. Just text me at red light and when you're stopped. Or can you, when you're home, just give me your full attention? He says, I'm not coming home. She says, why? He says, because I don't want to talk. She says, we don't have to talk right when you're home, Dom. You can get your shit done when you're free. We can talk. He says, no. Are you at my house? She says, Dom, I effing told you 30 times I'm not at your effing house. He says, okay. She says, do you not read anything I say? Like, what the F? I should be the one mad, but no, like, nah, you didn't even apologize to me. F my life. He says, what? She says, like, you always get to win. I woke up, see that pic, and was like, WTF. You could have just told me who was all there when I called you and asked you, but you had to be so sus. Like, I don't get it. Like, I wish you just told me when we were on the phone. Like, I'm honestly really upset. You need to appreciate me more, Dom. No more hiding things. He says, nah, I'm done with this stuff. She says, what do you even mean? You're done with what? Please talk on the phone, Dom. He says, no. She says, please, it won't be a long combo. No, he says. She says, Dom, for real, why are you still being mean? Why do you get mad when I find shit out? Like, you can't even apologize to me. He says, yeah, I didn't want to wake up to that. She says, Dom, I woke up and seen a pic of you on Maddie's Finsta. You know me, Dom. You could have just reassured me and told me who was there. Next time, can you just tell me before you hang out with her again, though? I'm just being chill. AF, can you be chill too? ? Dom, please answer. Okay, I feel it, she says. This isn't fair. I'm always the one who gets shit on. Sad face. He's like, nah, I just don't like this BS. She says, I don't either. You shouldn't have hid that from me. Wow, she says, I know you're on your phone. You're making this so much worse. Dom says, I'm not. She says, yes, You're acting like this is making you way more sus too. You can at least apologize for real. He says, sorry. She says, Dom, sorry don't mean shit. Wait, why is she asking him to apologize? And then she's like, sorry don't mean shit. Do you think that should have been considered? Yes, I do. I do think. Feel better, son. Thank you for being here, love. People only cheat when they don't actually like each other. He shouldn't have broke up with her. She wouldn't let him. She stalked him and pestered him to death. Neither of them respect the other's boundaries. Because she's crazy. Yeah, exactly. She says, Dom, sorry, don't mean shit. I told you that 679 times. And he says, I didn't really do nothing. She says, Dom, yes, you did. You hid something from me. That's not cool, she says. I had to find out from Maddie when you could have just told me. Sad face. Can we chill and you can hoop? Why are you still ignoring me? He says, it's raining and I wasn't trying to deal with it. She says, can we still hang? And you have to deal with it at some point. Today was not good. I never want to be lied to again, for real. Well, not lied to. I don't want you hiding shit from me. You acting like I'm the one who effed up. What up now? Are you going to let me come hang? He says, I'm doing stuff. She says, are you going to be home soon? He says, I am home. She says, you trying to chill? He says, probably not. I got to leave anyway. She says, why do you have to leave? He says, to do stuff. She says, sideways face. When you're done, can we chill? Question mark, question mark. He says, I don't know. She says, when are you going to be done? Also, stop replying dry AF. He says, I don't know, and I'm not. She says, it's getting late. How are you still doing runs? How many do you have left? Can you just call me? He says, I haven't been. I never left. She says, WTF. She sends a screenshot of his message. She says, so that was a lie or something? He says, yeah, I still have to leave. She says, N-word. You said that at 6. Do you think I'm effing stupid? He says, yeah. She says, where you gotta go then? And did you just say you think I'm stupid? She says, you make jokes at the wrong time. Don't joke when you effed up. Where you have to go. If you're lying, we're going to have issues. He said, Xavier's. She said, should I ask him? Dom says, and I was supposed to link with Martin. She says, can I come with you to Zave's? I need dabs and weed. I have money. He says, no. She says, then I could go back home. Thanks for letting me finish my sentence before you get off iMessage. He says, no. She says, WTF, you're honestly making me so mad today. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's that hard? Bruh, WTF. He says, what? She says, like, you hide shit from me. I find out. Then you just shut down and treat me like shit the whole effing day. And then you say you did nothing wrong when you hid shit from me. Then you're just coming to ignore. He says, I didn't really hide anything. She says, Dom, you didn't tell me you were going to hang with Maddie. Then you wouldn't tell me when I asked you who was all there and who took the pic. Then you had Maddie in your phone as Joseph. This is shady as F. Or just leave me on red. The F, that's what you hid from me, and you say, and don't say you didn't. Who knows what else you're hiding? And he didn't respond. And she says, OMG, what's wrong with you? I STG, if you leave me on red, there's going to be issues. More than there already is. He says, there is no issue. She says, N-word, you hid multiple things from me. There is an effing issue. Sus when you, or she says, there's going to be one for a while. Like, how do you expect me not to be sus when I just caught you hiding 2 effing things? And you can't even effing talk it out with me or apologize sincerely? He says, I wasn't hiding anything. She says, and you posted that thing on your story about no one asked you how your day been or have you ate. When do you ever ask me any of those questions? Oh, so he must have posted something about like girlfriends asking about eating and how your day was, because Dom posted that on his Instagram and she's like mad about that. And she's like, do you see me ask any of those questions? She says, why is your head not letting you comprehend what you did? You hid two things from me and then lied about Joseph. He says, I'm done talking to you. Yeah. Dom definitely got a girl on the side. You know what? I'm starting to think maybe. Like, really, maybe. She may have threatened to tell on him if he broke up with her, being he was a dealer and she was underage. Yeah, that's what we've been thinking. But, like, this is just, oh, my God, so much. Like, they cheat on each other. They lie to each other. They hit each other. They control each other. They verbally abuse each other. They mentally abuse each other. Like, if this isn't in the textbooks for, like, poster relationship of, like, toxicity, abusive, DV, I don't know what else would qualify. Like, I feel like this is one of those things, you know, in a textbook when you're in school and you're like reading, taking notes and taking a test, like this is what it says. It says like, this is an example of when you're in a bad relationship, toxic relationship. This is how you don't act. This is how you do act. And it's like Mackenzie and Dom. He doesn't want her. She's obsessed and wanted him to be obsessed. I mean, the shit she had on him had to have been that bad if it took 4 years of them being together and of this stuff. Like, holy cow. He says, I'm done talking to you. She says, no, you're not. You're not allowed to say you're just done. You effed up hella. Do you want me never to talk to you again? Dom, if you don't talk to me, I'm going to come over. And he says, if you come over, I'll just leave. She says, you can't just get away with doing this to me. Admit you effing lied. Like, why do you have to lie? You're so effing ASD. What does that mean? Does she mean dumb as F? Someone tell me. She says, like you swear, you're probably hiding so much from me and you can't even talk to me about it. How the fuck? Oh, I almost said the F word. How the F am I supposed to trust you at all? Not me. I don't mind cursing, but you know, bad Melly. I need YouTube to see that. He had a girl on the side he really liked, and that's why he treated her the way he did, and he kept trying to break up with her. Yo. She says, how the F am I supposed to trust you at all? All you care about is yourself. He says, because it's annoying. She says, you're effing annoying. You hide shit and lie. Fixing this should be one of your effing priorities. You do nothing right. We should be effing talking this out. Dom, if you don't let me come over and talk this out, I don't know what I'm going to do. He says, you're not coming over. We can talk it out later. Let me do some shit. She emphasizes her message and says, later when? You know I'm going to be asleep by the time you're ready. You're probably just going to wait till you know I'm asleep to try to talk it out. Dom, ISTG, we're talking in person. We both know you're not going to read a single thing I say if we talk over text. We are talking in person. He says, not tonight then. She says, then tomorrow morning. I'm not waiting any longer. The whole day's already ruined for me. I haven't stopped shaking all day. You effed my anxiety today so bad. Is her anxiety really from Dom? Yeah, she's codependent. Her mom does it too. Her ex said the same. She's constant, nonstop texting. What the hell is wrong with her? That's just wild. So she says her mom never taught her how to let someone pursue her, just all pushy in your face. She says, I haven't stopped shaking all day. You effed up my anxiety today so bad. I'm honestly still mad AF. And you for real better prioritize me tomorrow morning. I want to talk tonight. He says, no. She says, I'm for real so mad. He says, you just made me dial 911. She says, I didn't make you do anything. I'm not even with you. He says, if hella people weren't calling me, I wouldn't have. They just called me back. She says, maybe if you didn't hide anything from me in the first place, we wouldn't even be having this combo. I'm so sketched out for real. Like if Joseph equals Maddie, then how many other people are different names? He says, maybe if you weren't so sketched out. She says, are you going to finish the sentence? And I might need actual help with a whole different situation. And he says, what do you mean? She says, like I posted on my story and you know Tina? And she sends a screenshot. She says, like then after I blocked her, she made a new account. Then I blocked that too. She removes a question mark. I haven't done anything to her or even talked to her since last year. He says, I don't get it. She says, what the F don't you get? She's trying to fight. And she says, and I'm not trying to fight someone that's 120 pounds more than me. He says, I don't know, for real? She says, and she keeps making more accounts. Thanks for the help, Dom. Dom says, she's just wasting her time. Mackenzie says, well, if I see her in person, she's going to try to fight me. Like she's on hella rugs, for real. And if we don't talk in person tonight, we're talking tomorrow when you're awake. And she sends 20 question marks. And then he says, not in the morning. She says, no, bruh, I'm not waiting all day. Like I said before, you prioritize us talking. He says, I'll let you know. She says, no, it's going to be before 4. He says, maybe. She says, nope, 1000% before 4. Someone made a TikTok called Escalating Streets, and you can request people that are hoes, and then the person who runs account will make a video with hella people. Wait, what? Oh, and she says redacted is on it. Oh, wait. What? Oh, fish punching octopus. Thank you. Fish punching octopus just made 5 lucky people members of Mellyverse. Buckle down. Get ready for it. Thank you, octopus. I appreciate you. That really helps my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So kind. Oop, F word almost slipped. I'm trying to behave because you guys know I'm hardly ever good at that. Okay, thank you, fish punching octopus. You are so kind. Okay, so she says, wait. So she says that someone made a TikTok and you can request people that are hoes. Is this like schmeck shelling? Do you know what I mean? Like, what does that even mean? There's a video, you need to see it. According to sources, she's eating only from commissary and making her own meals. Okay, I see. I'm reading your guys' messages, sorry. So she says, redacted is on it. He says, what? She says, someone on TikTok made an account called Strongsville Streets and people who live in Esville and belong to the streets, and there's hella people that are hoes on it. It's funny AF. Redacted is on that account. He says, LMAO, what they say about her. She says, I'll send you the video. She sends a video when it's redacted. She says, I requested 2 girls. I can't wait to see the video. Dom says, none of these girls really belong to the streets, LMAO. She says, yeah, I didn't think so. They don't really look like it. He said, besides redacted and redacted. She said, redacted is on that account. He says, no. She says, yes, LMAO. He says, whoever on that account, a hater. She says, right? I never take the time out of my day to post 6+ videos just to be a DICK. It's funny though. These comments are funny too. He says, do they have anyone else on there? She says, yeah, there's hella people. I don't want to save every video. Wait. Let's go back. I need to see what is she talking about? Let's snoop. Not us investigating. Not Melly investigating tonight. I'm trying to, okay. Let's see if we can find that page real quick. You guys down? You guys down for the get down? Okay, let me see. I'm curious. Let me see if it lets me. Okay, yeah, well. Strands. Let me see if it pulls anything up. Sorry. All videos get reported and taken down. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't exist anymore. Not us getting the tea. You guys know I will bring you all the tea. Doesn't exist. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay, let's see. That is very interesting. She says, okay, so I wanted to see if that was like a real page. She said, I requested 2 girls. He says, none of the girls really belong to the streets. She says, yeah, I didn't think so. They don't really look like it. Okay. They're calling someone out. He says, no. She says, yes, LMAO. He says, whoever on that account, I hate her. And she says, right. She said, those comments are funny. She says, do they have anyone else on there? And she said, yeah, there's hella people. I don't want to save every video. I want them to post who I requested so bad. He says, who you request? Redacted and redacted. She says, LOL. Yes. He says, LMAO. She says, funny how you knew. She says, Dom says, who else would it be? Mackenzie says, she says, there's also boys. You know that one kid? He says, damn, what if I'm on there? She says, if you are, I'm a flip out. Because why would you people think you're a hoe? LMAO. I feel low-key bad for the people on there. Dom says, LMAO. She said, I flipped out if my face is in one of those. Because I'm not a hoe, so I'm chilling. Smiley. Dom says, LOL. She says, redacted is in it. The one kid in your grade. Redacted. He says, redacted like 15 though, LMAO. She sends a page and it's redacted. She says, I think a freshman runs the page, to be honest. It's probably Phil or some shit, LMFAO. He says, probably. She says, what are you doing? He says, taking a shit. She says, you sure you don't want to talk tonight? If not, tomorrow before 4. He says, positive, because it won't matter tomorrow. She says, it will. What matters today matters tomorrow. Dom says, it didn't matter today either. She says, to me it did. If it matters to me, it should matter to you. If it hurts me, you should care and try to fix it. I have a whole notes page of why I'm mad too. I'm not going to forget. Dom says, you really take the time to do that? She says, yeah, it calms me down. He says, then you should delete it after. She says, no, because tomorrow we talk before 4, I'm going to use it as reference. I don't want to forget anything. I don't feel good, for real. I got my period way too early. Like I still have a lot of yellow pills. I'm confused and sad. He says, but I don't do that. She says, you don't do what? I'm confused. Dom? He says, I don't take notes. She says, what does it matter if you take notes or not? My stomach hurts so bad right now. WTF? Dom. Bruh. This 𝐵𝐈𝐶𝐥𝐥𝐲 made another account. He says, who? She says, Tina. It's the 3rd account. She sends a screenshot. I know I have now blocked 3 accounts. ? He says, what a weirdo. I thought y'all were cool. Why does she even want to fight you? Mackenzie says, then all of a sudden she just hated me. I have no idea. Dom says, that's weird as hell. She says that she came at me last year. It stopped for a while. Then like 3 months ago, she started harassing me. Dom says, I would just say, hey, I don't know what I did, but maybe we can talk about it and straighten it out. Mackenzie says, like, now I have to check my Insta every couple of minutes to check her accounts. He says, I wouldn't even check. She says, I don't know. I don't want her to follow me on those accounts. He says, go private right now. She says, okay, I will. I tried to DM her, but she blocked me. So I'm going to wait till she starts stalking again. LOL. Don't forget tomorrow before 4. He said, maybe. She said, Dom, yes. Please try for me. Give effort, babe. Before 4. I'm going to bed. Good night, babe. He says, good night, babe. She says, but please try for me tomorrow. He says, okay, I'm going to bed. She says, good morning the next day at 12:10. She says, remember before 4. He says, good morning, babe. I got to get shit done though. I didn't even know that it's my dad's birthday today. She says, I had a really bad dream last night. Is this dream thing for real or what? Because she says it all the time. It will hit her when she's 25. She's nuts. I know. They ain't in a relationship. They're in a situationship, says Kayla. Yeah, I know. She says, I had a really bad dream last night. She always brings up these manipulation tactics, right? Like, oh, I had a dream last night. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I have cramps. Oh, I took the yellow pills. Like, girl, just chill out. No, Callie, girl, you're here. I see you. Who's on a roll? Me? You're exactly right. Exactly. Okay, so she says, I don't remember, but it was not good. You were in it. And can we hang now? I'll leave when you got to do shit with your dad. Dom says, I always am in the bad ones. She says, there's good ones too with you. Dom says, I don't know if I have to do anything with him. Mackenzie says, oh, okay, I'm out of dabs. I'm fiending. I need dabs. He says, okay. She says, hang before 4, babe, though? He says, maybe. She says, Dom, OMG. You told me you would try. WTF. He says, I will. She says, like, you should be able to talk before 4. What's before 4? Let me call the ambulance. Right? Drink some chamomile. I actually love chamomile. She has to be the center of everything. She's a narcissist. She says, like, you should be able to talk before 4. Dom says, let's just not talk and just hang out. She says, Dom, I just can't let what happened slide. We don't have to talk for long. We can hang. Like, I understand why you did what you did. He says, okay, then no hang. I'm sorry, but that's so petty. Maybe you don't agree with me. But like, Dom, you're going to go hang out with her friends and then you don't want to say anything. Then she catches you. You have her under a fake name. But then you don't want to like meet up in person and talk about it. I'm sorry. As psycho as she is, like, man up. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that. Like, just tell her you lied. Maybe she'll break up with you. Tell her you cheated. Maybe she'll break up with you. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she'll drive you into a building at 100 miles per hour. Sorry, but like, it's so toxic. Okay, so she says, okay, then no hang. He says, N-word, what are you doing? Oh, no, she says, N-word, what are you doing? WTF, 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 WTF again. She says, that's how you're going to be. That's not cool at all. I'm coming over before 4 and we don't have to talk. I have questions though. She says, we don't have to talk, but I have questiones. She's dumb to practice the craft. He already broke up with her. He owes her nothing. Devil's advocate, but she's she's a child in these messages, and he does lead her on with all the back and forth. She was not emotionally mature at all. I agree with that, Mayala's mom. Dom was trying to distance himself from her. I think he could have done more. And if it was, he wanted to leave her that bad, he would have got his family in on it and been like, hey, I want to leave her. She's threatening to go to the police. She's threatening to report me. Maybe it's grape. I don't know. He could have got a lawyer, got enough information to prove that it wasn't grape, had all these texts as evidence. Do you see what I mean? Like, are you catching my drift? He was a child too. Well, then I guess, yeah, like their parents failed. But I feel like Dom knows what the hell is going on. He's over here selling rugs. So he definitely knows that there's ways to get out of this situationship/relationship/nothing ship. Takes advantage of her. He knows she'd wait in a hurricane from under a tree. It's just crazy. So she says, I'm coming over before 4. We don't have to talk. I have questions though. And then he says, we are not talking. She says, and you need to say sorry. He says, you're not questioning me. She says, so you tricked me. For sure. Fine. We don't have to talk, but you're going to effing apologize. And I'm not telling you for what. And we're hanging out 1 zillion million jabillion times before 4. She says, I know you don't think so, but it's really rude to not let someone talk when they want to. He says, we're not talking. She says, I just said we aren't. The F? Like, WTF, I swear I wait all effing night thinking we are, but then you trick me and tell me we can't. She says, I'm coming over before 4. We don't have to talk. I'm for real. So what are you going over there for, not to talk? You want to have a staring party? How does she have no shame? Like, she doesn't believe for a second that he does not like her at all. Even if he blatantly tells her he doesn't give an F about her, she starts bitching. Best believe Dom's mom knew what he was dealing with too. I agree, Rebecca. I do agree. I think both. I love that Melly keeps it real on both sides. Thank you, DC. I really try. I think both parents failed here. I'm not just blaming the finger at one. I think he somewhat likes it. Staring party. Are we gonna have a staring party? Dom is just acting like someone who has a power in the relationship. They're both just so toxic for their own good. You know what I mean? Like, they both need help. This is a very bad situation. And unfortunately, like, you know, I think the system fell too. If you guys missed the first live I did on this, we covered, I can't remember which live, but it's on the playlist. We went through the police report that proved how many times the police had been to her house. And like, her parents knew things were going on. There was a mental health call. They broke into a church, which I have a video dropping about that tomorrow. They did like, there was proof there, right? That something was wrong in this relationship. Who calls the police that many times? Okay, so he says, we can just chill. We're not going to talk. I got some good ideas I want to show you. Mackenzie says, Dom, I said yes like 3 times. We don't have to talk, I guess. Ideas for what? And he says, I'll tell you when I see you. She says, okay, I'm ready to leave whenever. He says, okay, I made some shit too. Let me FaceTime you real quick. She says, okay. She says, I hope your phone died. He said, I wasn't smoking. She said, why did you hang up on me? And I seen you hitting the wood. I was joking. FaceTime me back. Dom, on my way. He says, I'm dipping then. I was about to shower. She says, want to apologize? Say sorry. I won't come. He says, no, I don't like your attitude. She says, you're such a DICK. Like, I don't know what the F is wrong with you. Like, I do 4 things. You can't do any. You can't even effing do 1. Like, this shit is whack. You're the one who effed up, not me. You're the one who lied and got caught, not me. And now you don't even let me talk. And now she says, IGGGR. And now we can't even hang before 4. Like, I effing can't believe this. She's like so mad. She's typoing all over the place. She says, like, I effing can't believe this at all. He says, we're not hanging before 4. She says, like, you try to make me flip out. N-word. We effing ate. ISTG. Call me right now. I'm about to text your mom. Honestly, we need to talk about a lot more shit. Dom says, nah. She says, I'm gonna buy you some books to read. Yeah, we do. See you at 4. Now I need 2 apologies. How many more are you gonna make it? He says, no. She says, yeah. She says, stop acting like you're 10. If you don't show effort, what am I do? I know you lied about trying for me. You never try for me, I swear. Shit effing sucks. I have no weed or dabs. He says, I do, but then I stop. She says, trying for 2 minutes isn't trying. Like, I should just die or something. I effing hate my life. That's what she said. And then Dom says, stop taking it so seriously. And it's way easier. She says, I'm not taking advice from someone who treats me bad. We're hanging before 4. If not, we're going to have issues. More than issues. And how many effing times I gotta say it? If it matters to me, you should care too. Dom says, no, I'm done with this stuff. Too much of a pain. Sorry, babe. She says, F you. You're so effing fake. I can't believe you. You said you would try and I believed you. Then you do this. Why do I try even? He says, I have good days and bad days. Yeah, just don't try. Her parents failed her and it makes her so sad. You know what her life could have been if the parents had, I know, been parents. They probably couldn't send her to rehab because the dad was giving her drugs and alcohol willingly. Where do these kids get the idea to say the N-word constantly? It's so disgusting. I've never seen anything more disgusting. That's the first I've ever heard him want to do anything with her, right? She needs God. I believe this went on for 2 years. You guys, 2 years. 2 years before the crash. Like, think about how many things we go through as individuals in 2 years. If I shared my freaking diary with you guys, you would be like, wow. Like, for 2 years, they just went on in this relationship and it got to what it got to. Whatever you think that is, whether, the crash, whether it was an accident, whether it was health issues, whether she's responsible, whether it was Dom. Many people believe it was Dom. I'm just here telling the truth. Like, people in the comment section do believe that maybe Dom was the one who drove the car into that, like him, using the steering wheel. Many people believe it was all Kenzie and intentional. Maybe many believe, it's a mental health issue. Toxicity at its finest. So lonely deep down, this girl's desperate. He says, yeah, just don't try. She says, maybe you should read some books on how to treat the people who love you and your life will go a lot smoother. So stop lying and telling me you're going to try. You get my hopes up way too much. Then just break me. He says, will do. She says, I'm coming over at 4. We need to talk for real. He says, now I still haven't gotten in the shower though. She says, well, Sheen's on the way. He says, no, I'd rather just run away than talk. Now I have to hit up Sheen when to come. She says, that's not what Lexi said. He says, F you. She says, and that's some PUSSY shit. He says, I'm done. I don't care. She says, I'm texting your mom. What does texting the mom mean? Like, why is she threatening him? No, it was Kenzie. No, I know it was Kenzie. I'm just telling you, there's some people out there who are Stan Dom supporters and believe, or Mackenzie supporters that believe Dom did it, that he was the one who was making her upset. Maybe they were fighting. He moved the steering wheel. He did this to her. We welcome all opinions here. And like, I can see that perspective, but like, do I agree with it? Hell no. Hell no. Right? Mackenzie motto, if it matters to me, it should matter to you. If it matters to Melly, it should matter to you. No. Hey, Michelle. Okay, so she says, I'm texting your mom. If my man ever said I'm texting your mom, I'd be like, blocked for good. What do you mean you're texting my mom? What am I, 10? So she says, I'm texting your mom. He says, okay, and you're not allowed over. She says, I'm coming over. He says, no, you're not. She says, not right now, but at 4:30. He says, how about this? I just want to be here with just my dad. I'm not going to have anyone over. So F off. She sends a screenshot. I don't know if I have anything to do with him. Don't lie. Stop lying. He says, we now, I want to do something. So F off. She says, stop betraying me. No. We talking today. He says, I don't care. I'm done trying. She says, then I'll leave. If you're done trying, then that means I'm on the way to your house right now. No, Mackenzie. If he's done trying, don't go to his house, girl. You tripping. First of all, the police thoroughly investigated this case. That's why she's in prison. I agree. Who effing likes her? She does have supporters. You guys even know that channel, Circus or whatever. He supports her. Don't act like you guys don't know their supporters. I'm by no means a supporter of hers, but it breaks my heart that her parents failed her so terribly. Yeah. They called mom when they fought on the highway too. So Miss Russo had a lot to do in this, right? And she was a lawyer. So why she wouldn't call the police as a lawyer when his girlfriend is threatening his life is wild. Do you guys not think so? I'm just saying. It's kind of wild. What's weird is between the text and her dad, it seemed like Dom spent the night at hers often. Tell Dom to move his car. Yeah. Was paid off Cherry says he was paid off by the Sharilla fam. Her mom said in the jail phone calls that she never went inside the church. Well, stay tuned for my video, baby. Stay tuned. She's guilty. Now we know why he did it. Why she did it. She thought he was mean. Who's a lawyer? Miss Russo, Dom's mom. She wasn't there when she threatened him. It was her friend. I think she was so pissed that Davion let Davion move in and he wouldn't let Mackenzie stay over anymore. I think she wanted to stay over at Dom's. I agree. I think it's because she knew so many family secrets. Probably because she was getting some of that drug money too. Good. Okay. So did no adults report this because they were getting something out of it? That's possible. I've seen it. Absolutely. I can accept that. Absolutely, 100%. I wouldn't doubt that for YouTube purposes, allegedly. She says, if you're trying, then that means I'm on the way to your house. See you soon, she says. He says, nah, if you do, we're not cool. She says, learn to effing respect me. He says, nah, you don't respect me. She says, I take 40 bullets for you, and you would still rather treat me like shit. And you're mean to everyone who loves you, she says, except your friends that pick and choose when they want to be friends with you. It's unfair. I'm your biggest fan, bigger than Vinny. And this is how I get treated? He says, F all of them people. They can go F themselves. She says, like, I agreed not to talk to, and this is what I get in return. So you're not chilling with Shane anymore? We're going to talk 100% now, today. I waited all day yesterday. He says, no. She says, yes, Dom. I'm not taking your shit. I'm done letting you walk all over me. I'm choosing today. He says, nah. She says, not you. Yes, you say I'm bossy when you get to decide everything. You make things so one-sided. If I want to talk. He says, no, we're on a break. She says, you let me effing talk. No, we're not. No. WTF. F you. We're not on a break. I'm about to freak out. He says, yeah, it's about time. She says, no. He says, yes. She says, we not. Okay, we can play games. He says, I'm getting in the shower. She says, no, you're not. Here's what's happening and what's not, she says. We're talking today. We're not going on a break. You're done treating me like shit and you're going to put more effort. Or should I say now, see you now? You're effing done treating me anyway, but with love and respect. We're not going on a break because you're mad that I want love and respect. I give you so much of both of those N-word, like WTF. You've been treating me like shit for the last 2 days and I'm so done with it. If I think it's a big deal, then it's a big effing deal. We're not going on any sort of break. I will let you hang with Sheen till 5, but at 5, we're hanging out. And she sends a book about love and respect. Oh, please. Please. This is not a consensual relationship. I know. He says, we probably need a break. She says, no, the F we don't. Come out. We're not going on any type of break. I'm 100% fine. Then you're the one making this difficult for no reason. Like, why the F did you have to start being a DICK on FaceTime for no reason? You would rather go on an effing break than talk shit out? That's so effed up and makes me want to F someone up. You say I'm bossy. I never get a choice. You didn't even come to my effing house. He says, bitchy would work better. She says, you bet your ass I'm going to be the biggest bitch in the world when I find out my baby is lying and hiding shit from me. I'm done getting treated with no respect or getting no effort from you. Like, you give nothing for no reason. Come out so I can hang out with Lexi. When she leaves at 5, I'm coming back over too, and we're going to talk. Now, you don't get to say we're not talking. He says, nah. She says, yeah, we actually are. And if you say no, there's going to be a surprise. There's the threat. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. No one did anything to stop it. I know. Because everyone was so involved in illegal activities. There's the threats. She bosses her parents around. I hope they're sitting in that. I hope they're sitting in this. I really do. Like, this is your daughter. This is what you created. This is what you've enabled. Whether she's in prison or not, we're seeing the true colors from both of them. Right? Right? I'm just saying. She said, and if you say no, there's going to be a surprise. He says no. She says, okay, you want a surprise right now? Question mark. Want to guess? Question mark. Do you want to chill with Shane? Or do you want me to stay and not let that happen? See, this is what happens when you choose not to care about my feelings. This is what happens when you think you're better than other people. Honestly, I'm mad. I can't believe you would rather go on a break than talk about shit. That's bothering me. You're afraid I know too much. Someone said that earlier. You guys said that. Oh my God. She says, you're afraid I know too much. She's threatening him. She's threatening him. Yeah, we were right. It's the rugs. That's messed up. She must have had a lot on that family, eh? Don't come for me. I'm just saying. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. See, if we didn't read the 2020, we would never even probably know this unless a creator, you know. Oh my gosh. This is wild. So she says, yeah, you're afraid I know too much. Huh? Question mark. She says, he says, I guess we're actually done. She says, we not. And all you have to do is talk to me, then I'm leaving and hanging with Lexi. He says, nah, fuck y'all. She says, y'all? I think my leg is bleeding, she says. It's bleeding in 3 spots. And it's stinging. Now we can talk, then I'll leave you, or you can keep acting like a baby. But if you F me over, I'm going to tell my mom what happened today. Okay, wait. So she's threatening Dom with telling her mom, Natalie Sharilla. So is Natalie, her mom, in on this whole thing? She's like, I'm going to tell my mom. Okay, so was Natalie Sharilla going to report it or something? Natalie, we know you smoking them dabs too. Allegedly. Oh my God, don't come for me. She's always, I'll cut her. Yo. And that's what he was afraid of. I'm just here reporting. And you get my other, yo. Kim Watts is like, yep. Maybe Natalie is a plug. Maybe Natalie is the culprit in all of this. Maybe she was the one egging on both families to sell a ton of weed. Dabs. Clearly brownies too. Remember they were selling brownies. Oh my gosh. She says, if you F me over, I'm going to tell my mom what happened today. My leg is effed. Skin is peeling. He says, you shouldn't have been flinging around like a maniac. She says, so are we talking so you can have with Dev? I swear to God, both my legs are bleeding and cut open. They are stinging. He says, Devin left. She says, okay, my legs are bleeding and stinging and my head is throbbing. Like, let me, if you are heartless, but you make everything so much worse. He says, I'm sorry, but you did that to yourself. She says, I did not. He says, yes, you did. She says, nope. Do you want your keys? He says, you're acting crazy. I'm not dealing with it. So something happened where she hurt herself. And then she got his keys. And she's threatening him. Holy balls. She's like, do you want your keys? He says, you're acting crazy. I'm not dealing with it. She says, Dom, I took a dab and hit the vape. I'm not crazy at all. I want to clean my wounds. He says, yes, you are. She says, no, I'm not. He says, yes, you're being crazy. She says, Dom, my legs are effing stinging. Let me in. I have your keys. Oh, so she's outside. Bang, 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 trying to like get in or something. She hurt herself. Mr. Stowe's probably not. Dom's sister might be, though. I bet Natalie is watching. Hi. Hola. I'm such an ass. Okay. She says, I have your keys. And took his keys. Yeah, she says, I have your keys. My legs are stinging bad AF. It hurts so bad. Let me in. If you don't let me in, I swear I am in effing pain, bruh. This all started because you hid shit from me and this wouldn't have happened, Dom. He says, where is it even bleeding? I'll let you back in if you let me leave. She says, we're not breaking up. I'll let you leave because I don't want to see your effing face. You only care about it if it benefits you. You don't even care that both of my legs are cut the F up. He says, I do, but you did that to yourself. She says, you don't. Let me in. We're not breaking up, and I'm getting the F out of here. Now let me effing in. Answer. He says, not right this second. She says, yes, right this second. My legs are stinging. Dom, my ride is going to be here soon. OMG. Nice to know you like to let me suffer. And then she says, F you. He says, that was not cool. We should probably go on a break. She says, what you did was not cool. We cannot hang out for like 2 days, but we're not on a break. He says, I need at least 4. We should probably just not hang out for like a month and see how that goes. She says, N-word, WTF? No, you promised. We are not going on a break. This wasn't fair to me. You can see why I'm upset. I don't want to be lied to or have shit hidden from me. All you had to do was talk to me before 4. He says, all this just makes me want to be done. Wow. From threats to tragedy. I know. I don't know if she was cutting or she like tried to like get through the door or like jump a fence or something, you know, like she did something outside, I think. Just let him go. You guys, this was really a situation of if I can't have him, no one can. Like seeing these texts are genuinely scary. This is insane. He says, all this just makes me want to be done. She says, hella people at Yellow Pole. They hooping. I don't know if they are adults or kids. Some look like kids, some old. I don't think it's anyone you know. We just smoked there. He says, I don't care. She says, remember, you're the one who started this all by lying. He says, you started it. She says, no, you did by hiding things. He says, no, you did by making it a big deal when it wasn't. Dom, if it's a big deal to me, then it should matter to you. Sad face. He's like, it's not a big deal. She says, I didn't want to argue about it because I don't care that you chilled with Maddie. I wish you just told me. He says, then I don't know why you had to do all of that. She says, all you had to do was talk to me though. He said, I did. She said, Dom, I wanted to talk in person and you couldn't even try to talk before 4 because I knew it was just going to be annoying AF. If you would have just took the time to talk, it wouldn't have been annoying. He says, it only got annoying because she says, it only got annoying because you wouldn't talk to me. Dom says, yes, it would have. Mackenzie says, Dom, if something's bothering me, I want to know that you'll take the time to talk to me about it. He says, I'm not going to do that. She says, why can't you can't talk to me? He says, yeah. She says, that's messed up, Dom. If you want to say hi, I'm getting the pig right now. He says, I'm not home. She says, I saw your car. What does that mean? He says, I'm not home. She says, I saw your car. He says, I left. She says, I didn't see you leave, LOL. He says, I didn't see you there. I thought I seen the van at the neighbors, though. She said, LMAO. We now have 5 pigs. Maybe later, if you're not doing anything, we can hang for a little and chill. 5 pigs. Like, did they have a farm or something? Or is pigs code for something? He says, nah. She says, why not? He says, because I don't want to. She says, whatever, LMFAO. I want to chill with you soon, though. I'm going to be out of bud and dabs in 1 to 2 days. He says, not if you're acting up. She says, I'm going to act up if you lie or hide shit from me. She says, nah. Dom says, nah, you always extra acting up. Mackenzie says, because you wouldn't talk to me. It was just really frustrating today. Dom, can I ask you something? And he says, what? She says, I'm having a really bad day. Like, I'm bawling my eyes out right now. Like, will you talk to me for a little, please? He says, why are you crying? She says, so much shit is effed right now. He said, stop taking shit so seriously. She said, so I play IMVU when I'm home and I have nothing to do and I work hard on that. Then I get hacked. They took everything from me and this time I can't get back. Like, everything is just effing me over. I don't know what IMVU is. She says, I'm asking if you could come get me and drive around and talk to me. He says, I'm in the car with Ashish. She said, like, that actually means a lot to me. When are you home? ? He says, what is IMVU? She says, like, I work so hard to get everything taken. The game I make the cute avatar. Oh, she said, I showed you before. It just sucks to see shit you worked hard for taking straight and you don't even know till it's done. He says, it's just an app, Kenzie. She says, Dom, that's what I do when I'm here and have no one to talk to. It's one of my fave games and I work hard on it. It's like if you lost everything you had in Clash right now with no clue where it went. He says, I wouldn't care for real. I'd just restart. But I don't know, maybe make a super good password and write it down. She says, I've been playing for years. I have 2-factor verification and a code to get into my account. I'm so sad. Like, nothing works out for me. He says, how is it all gone though? She says, I don't even know. I hate computer games because of this. Like, I work so hard, then it's just gone. Mackenzie, it's just a computer game. Work hard on a game in Avatar. Not the Avatar. The pigs have showered more than Mackenzie. Hey, Richard. She never asked if he loved her. Love is, I know. Wow. I know. She says, I work hard on it. Then it's just gone. How about you work hard on yourself and don't worry about the damn game? Okay, so he says, maybe it's a sign. F computer games, he said. Then Mackenzie says, but what am I going to do then? Just go on my phone all day? I can't even go outside because it hasn't been nice. He says, I don't know, find something. She says, like, can we go on a drive tonight? He says, there will be something. She says, I'm really sad. I like to so many things for real. It's just hard to find the stuff to do or be in the mood for. Like, I love painting and drawing and I haven't been in the mood. I've been weird, like shit sucks. He says, don't give your excuses yourself. She says, I'm not giving excuses. When my head isn't in the right place, I can't just start drawing. Can we go on a drive? And he says, that's what an excuse is. Look, just relax, go to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm sorry about the fighting. I don't want to fight with you. Okay. Hot, cold, hot, cold. It's exhausting. He's like, wait, now we can make up. Like, and I'm sorry. I can't deal with this back and forth. She says, I don't want to fight either. I'm just really hurt. He says, I was hurt too. You think I want to deal with this shit? That's why I say it doesn't matter. Drop it. She says, okay, babe, I'm sorry for flipping. When you don't listen, it makes me feel like you don't care. Dom says, whenever someone tells me to do something, I don't. I do something else. She says, I feel it. He says, what are you doing now? This is at 11:45 p.m. She says, just watching YouTube. He says, I want some new shoes. What shoes do you like? She said, you can pull off some dope shoes. I'll look for some I like. You could get some dope Air Maxes. He says, like, which ones? Don't try for shit I like because I know what I like. Just show me what you think is dope. And then she sends a picture. Oh, she sends like 6 pictures of shoes. She says, those are pretty raw. Are you getting some shoes? And he says, all of those are very expensive. She says, the one pair is 13. He said that one pair is 13,000. She says, you would look good in all white 4s. Do you want me to send you different options? She says, my tummy hurts. And then she says, good night, baby. He says, good night. Okay, we're ending it there for the night. 13K, yeah, I don't know. Yay, thank you for hitting like. Okay, we're ending it there for tonight. I know. Who didn't hit that like button? Kenzie is coming for you if you don't hit it. Yeah, listen to Kim. Okay, we're ending it there tonight, you guys. We're ending it there tonight. I have a few other things to do for some pre-records. We'll end it tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll continue. Oh, wait, let me write down this page. We basically almost got to another 1,000 pages. I know. But tomorrow I'm back, and yeah, we do. Tomorrow I'm talking about something that I recently watched. I want you guys to be there for that live. I'm not going to tell you, but I'll post it. And then after that, we'll do a Mackenzie video or live. So we'll do 2 lives tomorrow. I'll start earlier. I'll probably start around maybe like 5 PST. And then we'll do the live I have that's maybe for like an hour. I want you guys to show up for this because I feel like the case I'm talking about tomorrow, well, it's not even a case, but we're reviewing something. And it very much aligns with like toxic behavior. It's creepy. Show up for it. And then we'll do another Mackenzie live for tomorrow night. Notifications are on. It's a surprise. Yes, church break-in. I will have that video up too. And like I said, I'm going to try to do some other pre-reports for like the text messages and stuff. Thank you. Will there be a quiz? There will be a quiz. I hope you guys took notes in class today. And thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for being here. It means so much. I will see you guys tomorrow night for another Mackenzie live. As usual, I will post it sooner. Make sure you let me know that you're there. I appreciate you guys for being here. Shout out to all my mods. Kissy. You guys get 3 kissies. 3 kissies. Yeah, later. Okay, you guys have a good night. I appreciate you guys for being here, and I will see you tomorrow night. Have a good night.